Happy New Year. Welcome to another edition of Interview and Underwriter. So kicking off the new year in style, I'm joined today by Cindy Shirley, who's AVP and Associate Chief Underwriter here at Sun Life. So welcome, Cindy.
Thank you, Norm. Glad to be here today.
So I do like to start with a few interesting background questions. So let's get right into it. Cindy, when you were young, what would you say was the first career you dreamed of having?
Oh, the first career I dreamed of having was to be a lawyer. Eddie Greenspan was my idol growing up. I don't know if people listening remember Eddie Greenspan, but he was a famous Canadian defense attorney. I always looked at law as being the great equalizer, and justice was always very important to me. I didn't really want to be a defense lawyer, but I wanted to be a constitutional lawyer, kind of with a focus on equity and justice.
That's awesome. What did you actually study in school?
Well, actually, I started university with the thought that I was going to go down the path of being a lawyer. So I started in political science. So I was a poli-sci major. I'm a little bit of a political junkie. For all those who know me, know that I love to discuss politics, and justice kind of comes out from politics. So I spent much of my university time looking at kind of equity lens of politics, with a little bit of a flavor of statistics and numbers to go along with it.
That's cool. That's cool. So now a favorite question: how on earth did you get into underwriting?
Well, when I was growing up, I never thought insurance. That's where I want to work. It fell into my lap. So I graduated from university when I was in the early 90s. So I'm a Gen Xer. The market was really challenging to find full-time work for somebody who had just graduated at that time. So I was underemployed working at a grocery store. And my partner actually ran another grocery store. And the parent of one of his employees said, "Your wife needs a better job," and said, "Hey, I can get her in at a local insurance company." And so I started working at an insurance company, working in the underwriting department, thankfully, because I think it's the best place to work in an insurance company. Sorry to all the actuaries and other folks who work at insurance, but and I fell in love with underwriting. It's so varied and so interesting from looking at essentially looking at Canadians and looking at how Canadians live their lives and looking at that with a risk lens. It's really a fascinating career, and I'm thrilled that I got that opportunity and that it fell into my lap, and I've been thankful for it ever since.
That's cool. And there's so many great stories of how people got into underwriting, but like you, a lot of career professional underwriters just love it, right? Because of the diversity and everything that goes along with it. So, so a question then leading into that, what do you think is one of the most exciting things happening in the world of underwriting today?
Oh, wow. So certainly data, modernization, and innovation are at the forefront of so many traditional financial institutions, and underwriting is no different than that. And the opportunities for us to utilize data are really endless. But I think we have to always remember that at the beginning and the end of the day, we are human beings. We serve clients who are human beings. So how do we incorporate and meld that combination of modernization and innovation, and never forgetting that we are looking after the health and wellness of our customer, our client, who is a human, and as well our employees who are human beings. So how do we merge that traditional kind of underwriting assessment, mortality and morbidity assessment that we do every day? How do we incorporate data into that while never losing sight of the fact that our client is a human being, and having that equity lens, fairness, fair treatment of customer, that lens of trying to be transparent for our client at the end of the day. I think that goes from beginning to end. And for me, that's the most interesting kind of component of where the industry and underwriting needs to go.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a great answer. So, well, thanks, Cindy. So to wrap up, just a few rapid fire questions, actually,
Sure.
just to get to know you a little bit better. So what is your favorite food?
Broccoli. That came to mind. I don't know
why.
Maybe it's post-holiday kind of my brain telling me I have to eat more of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Oh my gosh. I would say whatever season I'm currently in. I love the seasonality of Canada. The fact that we have snow in winter, in the winter, and the summertime heat and humidity. I love it all.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Cats or dogs?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I'm going to have to say dogs. Historically, I would have said cats until I got my first dog, and now it's dogs.
Cool. That's awesome. Last one. Do you like to be a driver or a passenger?
Oh, definitely a driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely a driver. And anybody who I drive with probably hates the fact when I'm a passenger. I really, yeah, I like to be in control.
And that's cool. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you, how good of a driver are you?
Well, doesn't everybody think that they're a 10?
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah. So
no, but I'm probably not a 10. When I was 25, I would have said 10. But now, as I've aged, I probably think I'm probably closer to a 7.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Interview Underwriter. Thanks, Cindy. It was great chatting with you today, and thanks for participating.
Fantastic. Thanks, Norm. Appreciate it.
All right.